All right, what's up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here with another GSD Mode Podcast weekly real estate tip, where every single week I come to delivering the tips, tactics, and strategies that I've learned in my 20-plus year-long real estate journey that have allowed me to sell well over 7,000 homes and become one of the top realtors and team leaders on the planet, and sharing this information with you in hopes that you take this information in, that you take massive action on it, and go out there and create that real estate business and life that you truly know that you want and deserve. All right, so today I'm talking all about AI, technology, AI, and just the overall explosion of growth and integration that we are seeing inside of our industry, as well as overall life. Now, I want to lead off with this point because I don't want to operate from a place of fear. Look, I am not one that believes, and maybe this is just me being naive, I do not have a crystal ball, but I truly do not believe that AI is going to replace the real estate professional. However, I am 100% convinced and truly believe that the real estate professional that embraces tech and AI, that leverages it in the right way inside their real estate business, will 100% put out of business those in our industry that don't. So I want to talk to you today about different AI platforms that I'm using inside my business actively right now. Now, this is because it's growing so fast. There's new AI platforms, introduced almost every single day. So I'm just going to walk you through kind of the main platforms that I'm using today and how I'm using them inside my business, because I think that might be helpful for you. But I also, and before I get into that, I want to talk about the deeper core issue, which is shifting our perspective on AI and technology and how we need to embrace this and take this on. Because look, I see so much resistance, and you might be one of those that's having this resistance. And I don't want that resistance to hinder your overall future success in this business. Because look, again, like you can either adopt it, accept it, leverage it, or you can just go out there and get crushed by those that are doing so. The choice is 100% yours. But I get it. It's overwhelming. It can be scary. It can be all of these different things. So I'm going to lead off with a quote here. And again, I first want to talk about perspective. So maybe you're struggling with the adoption of this, because again, I know it can be overwhelming. It can be fearful, it can be scary, or maybe you're a team leader or broker owner and you're having a challenging time getting some of your agents to go out there and adopt these things. But a quote that I love, and I should know who said it because I love the quote and I use it so often. You can go out there and fact check who quoted it, but I can't give credit to who said it. It wasn't me that originally made this quote up. But it's, the treasures you seek are found in the caves that you are too afraid to enter. Look, so many people are seeking that magic pill. And look, dude, the magic is in the work that you are choosing to avoid. So the treasures you seek are found in the caves that you are too afraid to enter. Another way of looking at that is the success that you are after is found in the things that you are too afraid to go out there and approach. The biggest issue, and I'm not trying to get too philosophical here, but the biggest issue that we face right now is humanity is people's massive addiction to comfort. And that also then lies inside of the real estate industry. So when I hear people say, and this might be you, because I hear this more often than not, of, oh, I'm just not techie, oh, I'm not good at that stuff. That's just another way of saying, has nothing to do with that you're good at it or not good at it. What you are actually saying, what you need to understand and just admit to yourself. So then once we have that awareness, then we can change and alter overall behaviors and actions that we take. Because if you want a different result, you got to take different actions and have different behaviors, right? So when we say that, all we are actually saying is that we are too comfortable in our current ways and we are unwilling to get uncomfortable. Well, success, greatness, growth, and to create success, you need to grow and expand. That is only found outside of our comfort zone. There is a saying that looped through my head dozens of times every single day throughout the day, which is get comfortable at being uncomfortable. So I'm always trying to just flex this muscle. I'm always trying to get myself to be uncomfortable and do the thing that's uncomfortable in the moment, because I know that the worst addiction that is just crushing, people's dreams and their ability to go out there and create success is their addiction to their comfort zone. Is the worst addiction that exists on the planet. So many people are so worried about people's addiction to food and addiction to different drugs and addiction to social media and all of those things. And all of those things, are problems. But if we look at the deeper core problem, it's people's addiction to their comfort zone. They're unwilling to be uncomfortable. So they're using all of those things as coping mechanisms, so they don't have to be uncomfortable with actually dealing with freaking life and dealing with the challenges that we have in life. So if you find yourself saying that, oh man, I'm not good at this stuff. I don't want to learn this stuff, whatever. That is just you choosing to operate in your comfort zone. And that is going to lead to a life of mediocrity. That is going to that's going to create the opposite of success, right? Which I know that you're here listening to this podcast because you want to go out there and create success. So you must break this addiction and you must operate from a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. Fixed mindset is just staying in your comfort zone. That's I'm not good at tech, so I'm just not going to do this stuff. Has nothing to do with you're good at it or not good at it. It has everything to do, again, with comfort and uncomfort, or fixed mindset, growth mindset. A growth mindset is, okay, maybe I'm not good at it right now, but I know that if I invest the time to go out there and learn this stuff and I embrace this stuff, maybe I'm not good at it now, but I can get pretty damn good over time. I just recently last week, I brought on an AI expert that I recently met. So I met him, spent about an hour with him, quickly realized that this dude is freaking brilliant, at least with the AI platforms. Well, just brilliant, right? With all things that when it comes to AI, and really intelligent dude. So I asked him, I was like, man, will you come on and do a private session with my coaching clients and my agents internally in my organization? On what's in your mind, and just teach us. So we went really deep into ChatGPT and some other things, with us. We did like a 2-hour, special session for them the other day. Now this dude, when he jumped on there, he said something that was really interesting. He was like, hey, look, now we were talking about specifically with ChatGPT. And he's like, look, I have about 1,000 hours into learning this thing and playing with it, learning it, playing with it, testing it, going out there and really mastering this platform. Now, when he first started this, okay, he was just like all of us are. We got the new thing that none of us are good at none of us are good innately. At any of this stuff. It's not like we're just come out of the womb and boom, we understand how to do this shit. Like, we all have to go through the learning curve. Now, for me, the quickest hack to creating success is let me go find a dude like him that's got the 1,000 hours in. So then I can have him spend a few hours with me. And in that few hour period of time, I can learn what maybe I don't learn everything that he's learned in that 1,000 hours, but maybe I learn what took him in 2 hours. I can learn what, he has 400 hours into, right? To me, the quickest way to learn, the quickest hack to success is find somebody that's created the success that you want to go out there and create, and then boom, go learn from them, because that just shortens that learning path. So, but just remember that we all start at the same place. Just think back to, I'm holding up, for those of you that are not watching this on YouTube, that are listening to this, I'm holding up my iPhone right now. So, okay, like, I remember, I'm kind of dating and aging myself here, but when this thing first came out, I was in the real estate business. When I first got in the real estate business, man, we didn't have smartphones. I was still using, I first started off with the flip Nextel, then the flip razor, like shit. We didn't have DocuSign. We didn't have scanners, like all the, like, I've seen so much technology introduced that I wasn't using when I started my real estate career. All of these things have changed and we've had to adapt to all of these things, but just, think back to that. A lot of you, that are watching or listening to this, were in that same position. Maybe it was before you got into real estate, but just think, like, you had to go out there and learn this device. I was really impressed with our overall industry during COVID lockdowns, how quickly we had to adapt at going virtual, how quickly we had to adapt to doing Zoom buyer consultations, Zoom listing consultations, FaceTime showings. Now, that was something forced upon us. But what I want you to think, though, is the reason why I'm bringing this stuff up, is I want you to think about this in that, okay, you've learned all these technologies so far. So then why have any doubt that you can't learn new technologies coming out? Like, you've learned every piece of technology that you've had to adapt, or that you've chosen to adapt and adopt to inside your real estate business to this point in time. So then why the hell? Like, I get so many people that, will just not give themselves any credit, that will have doubts on their ability. Oh, I'm not techie. But then I see them, texting and jumping on Facebook and all this. I'm like, dude, you've adapted and adopted these technologies so far. Like, you've done a good job so far. Why do you have that internal self-doubt? So just, again, give yourself some credit when it comes to that. But these are things that we have to embrace if you want to go out there and succeed at the highest level. And here's why. Technology, and I'm going to, AI is part of tech here. AI is just going to accelerate this. Technology allows us to be more effective and efficient with the things that we are doing. So let's just say, as an individual agent, your personal capacity is, 4 units a month, 4 closings per month. With no assistant, just you, 4 closings per month. Let's just assume and pretend that's your capacity. Now, as tech continues to advance and become more and more integrated inside of our business and lives, then all of a sudden, boom, maybe your capacity is now 10. still with no assistance, whatever. So it's going to allow you to have a higher and higher capacity. So just think about this like a kind of, simplistic way is, okay, like before email, when you had to, go out there and handwrite letters or type letters and then go send those out, put it on an envelope, put it on a stamp, then all of a sudden email comes out. Okay, you can write a lot more letters in electronic format and send them through an electronic mail versus the, a physical mailbox. And you could then send a hell of a lot more letters in a more effective, efficient manner. Then all of a sudden, okay, CRMs come out. So then now I can start automating a lot of this stuff. So I'm still sending those same emails, but maybe I got a series of 1,000 emails or, however many emails over, maybe I've got 67 emails over a 3-year period of time, that I'm following up with somebody. That used to be a letter mailer campaign. Then I went to an email campaign. Now we're able to automate those emails through our CRMs. Now I've got this drip campaign that then boom, it allows me to be that much more effective and efficient. Then all of a sudden mass email comes out. So then, okay, now I can send 90,000 emails all at one given time. So these are all things that have allowed us to become that much more effective and efficient with the activities that we're already doing. It's like, I remember when I first got into real estate back in 2005, again, this is before DocuSign, before smartphones, really before scanners, to fax everything or meet clients to go out there and show properties. Man, it was like I was having to hustle from like 5 a.m. to midnight, 6-7 days a week to go out there and do a closing a week. Now I could do that in a 40-hour week period of time, or less, just because of the tools. It allows us to be more effective and efficient, with this. And this is just going to continue to expand. So again, embrace it. This is great. This is an amazing thing, but only for those that are willing to invest the time to go out there and learn this stuff and embrace this stuff inside of our businesses. Okay. So what are the different main types of AI that I'm utilizing inside my real estate business? And real quick, just in case you are a coaching client or you're an agent on my team, if you didn't check out the guest speaker special training that we did on ChatGPT and Perplexity last Friday. I put it inside I recorded it in case you weren't able to make it. I put it inside the private Facebook groups for the coaching program and for our real estate team. So it's in there, and I highly encourage you guys to go check it out. Okay. So then from there, what are the different platforms that I'm utilizing that I recommend that you start embracing and utilizing right now inside your real estate business? And not all of these that you have to do, but there's a few of them that I think are really good for you to start using if you're not already. Okay, first one is ChatGPT. I'm guessing all of you know what ChatGPT is. You've all played around with it. Now, a lot of our industry I'm seeing just play around with this with the very kind of low-level amateur stuff, which is good. That's where we all need to start. So I'm not trying to poke fun of anybody, but my recommendation, my encouragement is really to tap into a lot of the more advanced stuff that this can do. And so when you look at ChatGPT, think of this as like your own personal / creative assistant inside your real estate business. So as an example, let's just say I come up with, I'll give several different examples of how I'm utilizing, right? Because there's a lot of different ways that I'm utilizing. You can use it from a research perspective and, anything that you get stuck on, different content creation ideas, but then there's much more advanced levels, beyond that. So one of the ways that I love to use ChatGPT is, now I'm a pretty decent copywriter. I spent a lot of time studying copywriting and marketing, so what I will personally do now, if you're not a good copywriter, like you can use ChatGPT to start writing your marketing messages for you. Now, what I will personally do is I'll create the marketing message. Let's just say it's a Facebook headline and description. So I got a Facebook ad. I'll take what I write, put it into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to write me maybe 30 different alternatives. And then of those 30 different alternatives, maybe there's 12 of them that hit home with me that I choose to go out there and split test with my Facebook ad. Now I have different things to test to see which is going to perform. And look, sometimes my copy outperforms, ChatGPT, what they do, but shit, more often not, because they're able to spit out so many more variations than I'm able to spit out. Like I kind of get it started and then it just kind of perfects what I get started. Or if you're looking for different verbiage for a letter, I'll use it a lot for different scripting campaigns, for different lead sources based on, so I'll kind of put in what the lead source is, what my role is, what the psychology is of that lead source. And then I'll ask for different pre-frame openers, different overall scripts. I use it a lot for email subject lines. So I can go out there and test different email subject lines because we want to get an email to get open and like to get read. We first need to get that email to get open, right? So I'll use ChatGPT to okay, here's what I'm thinking for a subject line. Then I'll instruct ChatGPT to give me, again, 50 different So I'm kind of spitting at the camera here if you saw that. I don't know if you could see that or not, but I'll ask it to give me, sorry, I had to check my calendar here real quick for my next meeting coming up. Just make sure I wasn't going over. So I'll ask it to, give me 50 different, alternatives to that headline to split test. And then sometimes, like if I'm ever stuck on anything, I'll just go in there and ask it, ChatGPT of, I don't know, give me, 50 examples of high open rate email subject lines for XYZ reason, right? When it comes to that, then now we can take this stuff to a different level. Yeah, right. So we can use it for scripting. I have one of my coaching clients that uses ChatGPT for role playing. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but within ChatGPT, I believe it's only the paid version, because there's a voice version of this. You can use it as a role play partner. Give it the right instructions. Now, just understand with this stuff, the output equals input. So the better the instructions, the better the prompts. And this is where most people go wrong, is they're not taking the time to feed ChatGPT the right instructions. You've got to feed it the right instructions. You got to let ChatGPT know exactly what you're looking, from it as your personal assistant. No different than if you were to hire an assistant. Okay, assistant. Like if you probably heard me talk about this on the podcast, but if you're a coaching client of mine, this is why I make sure that you get all of your internal processes. We got your strategy dialed in. We've got a documented process for all of that. Got those processes living inside systems. So then eventually, if you get to that point, or maybe you're at that point where you're hiring it, staff and assistants and agents, right. You've got the playbook to be able to give them. You got the right instructions so we can train them properly. Well, same thing here. And you can take this to the next level. Like, okay, for example, I can go to my YouTube channel. I can get, let's just say I transcribe, 3 hours of my videos. Then I take those transcriptions. And then when I'm asking ChatGPT to come up with, maybe a monthly market update report or a video that I'm going to be doing. But when I'm giving that instructions, I upload this document of the transcription that then breaks down how I talk, the vocabulary that I use, the style that I talk in, whatever. Then from there, it's going to ChatGPT, instead of sound like an AI, it's gonna come from my language, right? It's gonna sound like me. So there's different ways where you can clone yourself inside ChatGPT, with some of these little bit more of advanced ninja strategies. And maybe they're not advanced ninja, maybe this is all shit that you already know. But so ChatGPT, thinking of ChatGPT as like your personal / creative assistant, just remember, you get out of it what you put into it. So the more clear that you are of what you're looking for, the better that output is that you're going to get from it. Okay. So next, and this is something that I just actually learned about, just started playing with, from this special, guest expert that we brought in last week, is Perplexity. So think of Perplexity as just Google on steroids. It's an amazing research partner. So if you're ever looking for topics, whether that be on competitors or whatever it is, it goes out there, scours all over Google, organizes the data, sources right there for the data for you, so you can find shit so damn fast. So it's like having an assistant go out there and just do this research for you, at a very, very effective, efficient level, when it comes to that. And that's one that I'm just honestly just starting to play with, but I freaking love it. Like when he showed that to me last week, I was like, damn, this is going to be fire. So, I've got to spend several hours over this past week playing with it and incorporating that, but I'm don't want to act like I'm an expert with it. I'm going to become an expert at it, though. I can promise you that. Okay. So then from there, an AI platform that I've been using forever, I've talked about it here on this podcast a lot, is Opus Pro. So how I'll use Opus Pro. So Opus Pro will go out there and let me just walk through how I utilize it, because lots of different ways to utilize it, but okay, we know with Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts, if you're somebody that wants to put out that content, out there, but you don't know how to edit, you don't want to take the time to edit, like me, I don't know how to edit crap, and I don't want to take the time to edit. So like, for example, with these podcasts here, I'll take the YouTube link after this is done. Then I'll upload that YouTube link or copy paste the link inside Opus Pro. And I'll get it feed it instructions. So, okay, I want to get clips between 30 and 59 seconds. So then I can repurpose those clips into Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikToks, and then maybe I want to put them on LinkedIn, right? So I'll put them in there and then boom, it'll spit out. It takes about 15 minutes. I've just put the YouTube link in there, my long form content. It will then create 20 different short form pieces of content for me that are in that 30 to 59 seconds. It'll add all the captions, add the emojis, the AI goes out there and it adds all the jump cuts automatically for me. So I don't know where to go out. So then, okay, every podcast that I create here, every YouTube video that I create for my long form, then boom, now creates 20, repurposes 20 short form pieces of content. Then from those, I don't use all 20. I'll go through and select the ones that I like. Now I'm just too damn lazy, to be honest with you, to go through and even edit further from that. So I just select the 3 or 4. I could probably get 10, but I create so much YouTube content. I shouldn't say I'm too lazy. Just my situation makes it where I don't have to, but I'll select, per one of these long form, usually 3 to 4 of the short form clips that hit, that register, that look great, that sound great, that have a compelling message. And then I upload those. So a lot of people ask me, well, Josh, like, dude, how do you produce, 20 plus pieces of content every single day? Now that's repurposed between all these platforms. I'm like, hey, because of things like Opus Pro. I wouldn't do it or wouldn't be able to do it, or it cost me a lot more money and time if I didn't have tools like this. So I absolutely love Opus Pro. It's one that I probably use, between ChatGPT, Opus Pro is probably the most, consistent one that I use. Then from there, Gemini for images. So if you want, good image generators, whether it be for your blogs, for different things. Now, ChatGPT has a variation of this too. I think the variation is called Dolly, where they can create it, but Gemini is kind of next level when it comes to this. Then from there, a platform. Now, I don't use this platform just because I don't use a teleprompter, but I have lots of my agents and lots of my coaching clients that do utilize this. And just so you guys know, I don't do affiliates with any of these. Like, these are just, things that we're using, but it's called BigVu, BIGVU. So you can go into BigVu. So it's a video creator / editor / teleprompter. You download it in your phone. It'll write your scripts for you. It'll act as the teleprompter. You record it through the app. When it's done with that, right, when you're done with the recording, it will add the overall captions, kind of edit it right then for you. So then, boom, you've got your long form or short form video clips. So for me, I do everything unscripted. I mean, I'll have bullet points. Like if you're watching this, like I kind of have bullet points on my messy piece of paper here, but I do everything unscripted, no teleprompters, nothing like that. So for me, I'm not utilizing it. But again, a lot of coaching clients of mine do when they're, maybe talking about a property and they want to make sure that they're on point, aren't rambling. It's not quite so long form as like this. Another one that I love is gamma.app, GAMMA.app, Gamma app, amazing presentation creator. So now you can take the verbiage on your presentations, like maybe you have a buyer consultation, listing presentation. You want to create buyer relocation guides for all the different cities that you work. Like, dude, the level of graphics, the graphic design, now you can feed it the information, or you can have it go out there and scour Google and come up with its own information. But dude, like within 3 minutes, I can have a professional presentation that I couldn't create with my graphic design abilities. I couldn't create in probably 300 hours. So highly done, amazing, professional, badass presentations within minutes inside your business without having to go hire a graphic designer. All of these are typically, around like a lot of them are free. Like Gamma app it's free for so much use. And then you got to start paying, but then all of these, like once you have to get in that paid subscription model for if the free version isn't doing it for you, or you exceed that limit of the free version, most of these are like $20 a month, super cheap. I don't know if you're not willing to invest $20 a month in your business. Now, I'm not saying to go invest that money until you're going to use this, but then from there, like $20 a month for Gamma app, or like Opus Pro costs me $20 a month. Okay, well, for me to go out there and do that, I have to spend thousands, let's just say a G a month, going through Fiverr and going through other sites to get a human being to do what that can do for me in seconds, for only $20 a month. So then again, but just thinking of this, is this allowing you to do more with less inside your business? And this is just how we have to be thinking. How can I increase my capacity? How can I look? I don't know what the future is going to hold inside of our industry. If you look at all other industries, okay, eventually things get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So if we have commission, kind of compressions take place over time inside of our industry, okay, if that's going to take place and happen, we've got to then figure out how to move more volume of units in lesser time. So then we can go out there and still make a lot of money. And that's what like if you look at discounters at scale, that's what they go out there and do. It's like, okay, Toyota, like buying a Toyota is cheaper than, I don't know, what's a luxury car, freaking, Mercedes or whatever the hell it is, but Toyota's figured out how to move more product in a more efficient level. Walmart moves much more product at a much more efficient level than maybe Whole Foods. Now, Whole Foods might be more luxury, Walmart might be more discount, but who has a bigger bank account? Now I'm not saying to go out there and be a discounter. Real estate commissions are negotiable, always have been, always will, always will be. But what I'm saying out there is, if you are going to go that path, like you got to figure out how to move more volume, or if we are forced to have to take that path, just because of the demands of the industry, down the road, okay, we also then need to figure out how to go out there and move more units, in the same amount of time or less time. Or, okay, maybe those things don't come into place and you're able to just to figure out how to sell way more units in lesser time. And still, charging maybe your, premium service provider. But then now you get the best of all worlds, no matter what, when it comes to this. So making sure that you're embracing this stuff. And as I talked about, it has nothing to do with you being good at tech or not good at tech. The underlying mental block here is comfort zone versus being willing to get out of a comfort zone and be uncomfortable. That is the true thing. And you got to be willing to be uncomfortable to go out there and expand inside your real estate business and make sure that your goals are reality. I'll end with the quote I started with: the treasures you seek are found in the caves that you are too afraid to enter. Don't be afraid to enter them. Go enter them. Go get those treasures, right? So, all right, guys, keep crushing. I hope this was valuable. I hope this was helpful. And I will see you next time. Peace.